Hello. Well, chat. Well. Do I have a Mr. Mittens update for you? Because someone is being a stinker. Not me dragging the new phone cord I got. If you notice on the camera, maybe I'll make it a little bigger. The door's open. Because I was sitting with him. I gave him his lunch, and I was sitting out there, and we were hanging out, and he was eating squeeze treat, and we were just chilling. He was getting pet. He let me, with the squeeze treat, use the like comb, and I was at, oh my god, y'all, the amount of like scabs and like stuff that came off of him doing that. Poor guy has been beat up. And then he decided to be brave. While I was sitting right there. And he just, well, this is okay. Not what? Okay. Sure. Yeah, we're feeling so brave. Wow, look at you. Hi. So brave. I mean, ideally, I would have liked to have rolled up and picked up Pippin's things, but I can do that now. Hi, look at you. And he was like, ooh, look at this. Are you settling in? Oh my goodness, look at you. Hi. You're comfy now? And then he did come out and he immediately was like, okay, gotta keep exploring. I just realized Discord, why is this bot not pinging properly? Hi. You're just gonna explore? He's like, I'm not coming over to you. Wow, we're so brave. That's Pippin's bed. Oh, this is nice.
That's Pippin.
And he says, no. Potential spam. I'm not answering you then. Keep playing.
Hello. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
So he is currently lying under a bench with his head on a slab of concrete. He says, this is nice. I want to lie here. And when I have tried to, you know, I'm able to like pet him, and I am able to give him some squeeze treat. But when I walk into the breezeway, he hisses at me. And so he's just being a hissy little boy hiding under a bench. And I'm like, I would have ideally liked for us to be a little bit more I don't even know what like the word is. Comfortable with each other. I would have liked him to have been a little bit more comfortable with me and a little less scared. But we're here now. So I picked up all of Pippin's beds and brought them into the other room. And I rolled up the rug. And he's just out. So I am kind of at like a I don't know what to do. Cause like I feel as though him having that freedom. Oh. There's already a thread here. I feel like him having that freedom might not be a bad thing. It might boost his confidence. But I also worry that he's going to become harder to handle. I don't know. It's certainly a development. Yep. Sure is. I think he'll like enclosed beds too, yeah. He had already been like sleeping in the carrier. So I definitely could see him just enjoying that.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Hi, Saren. How are you? Forgot to copy my own copy paste. No worries. I was just showing everyone the videos that I sent you of Mittens. I have the camera up. He still has not come out of his little hidey spot. So he has hissed at me from his little hiding spot, which isn't ideal. Like I was saying, I don't know. And you saw the video. So I am curious what you think. Silly, thank you for the streak. I am kind of curious your thoughts. If you think that him having this freedom is going to be better for him versus being in the crate. I can't decide if I think it's going to be good. Like maybe it will help boost his confidence a little bit. But there's a part of me that's also like, it might, I don't know. I don't know. Like, if I have to bring him to the vet or back to the shelter, I don't know necessarily how I'm going to get him back in the carrier. Because before that was like his hangout spot, and I'm like, oh, here's your raid star. Thank you, by the way, for the raid. I appreciate you. I think it's good for stress. But when it's time to get him back in again, the stress will return and be more intense until he settles. It's a mixed bag. Yeah. I'm struggling with it. Because, like, I don't even know... Like, right now, his food and his litter and his water are all in there, so I know he'll eventually go back in. And I'll probably just go and close the door at that point. Because ideally, I would like for him to have access to that whole space. But right now, he still hisses at me. A little bit too much for my liking. Like, I don't necessarily feel... I don't know. And I don't know how to get him back in the carrier other than just the fact that all his stuff's in there. Or the cage, sorry. And just, like, closing the door whenever he goes in. Like, I don't necessarily know that I'm going to be able to do it any other way. I think that's the move, unfortunately. Yeah. Alright, so y'all will have to let me know if you see him appear on the camera. Yeah, if he doesn't go back in on his own. I just don't want to, like, traumatize him more. Do you know what I mean? By, like, chasing him around with the carrier. Like, it's been so hard to build up the trust that I already have established with him. He's a tricky guy. He really is. Because... Here, I'll show another video. Because... I'm like, Saren and Kenya are, like, some of my spicy or feral cat experts that I depend on. Like, I know a lot of us here have cats, and a lot of people have, like, really good experience and ideas. Hi, Echo! How are you? But these guys are just, like, a different breed, if you will. Whatever they want now. They know they'll open again, yeah. It'll take a while to learn that. The door will open for free time again, yeah. She hisses at you and growls. Interesting. Okay, because let me... This is where he is right now, by the way. He's resting his head on a concrete slab. So what I'm very proud of him about, he will hiss, but he has never once swatted. He has never once gone to bite at me. He just uses his voice, and I'm fine with that, because you are telling me, like, and I'm listening. So he let me, I was able to use, like, a flea brush. Yeah, he is. He's a feral that I caught. Well, here's the thing. He was someone's cat at some point because he had a collar on. But he acts the most feral out of like all the group that I've trapped. So you can see his ears, he's not thrilled, but he also is like not nervous. Like his paw is tucked. He has no like, I think it feels good. The amount of like scabs and like like the stuff that came off with that brush, I felt so bad because he's just beat the hell up. But then we have, is this? Yeah. So this was when I tried to just do it the other day when I was just feeding him. He needed the squeeze treat. The dry food was not enough of a reward.
Yeah. Oh, we don't like that. You don't like it? You want to sniff it?
But I was like, okay, that's fine. Here, do you want to check it out? And he instantly was like, yeah, I want to look at
I
it.
thought you might like it to get the scabs.
So again,
well, don't lick your own hair, you goof.
He's like afraid,
right.
But he's also like,
That's
oh
fine.
yeah,
Not every kitty likes brushing.
Let me see that. Sure, that's fine. Not an I'm gonna get you. Yeah. So and here was me going in the other morning. This was the crankiest that I've seen him since the day I trapped him. This was yesterday morning.
Oh, what? You don't want breakfast? Or maybe
And he's
you
grumbling. He's like,
Okay.
There's a hiss again.
Okay.
And another.
Hey, what's up? We're here for food.
And another. And another.
We're here for breakfast. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, buddy. Well, that's not so good today.
So, but then I also have, like, this was the other.
Hi up there. You found a really good spot. Isn't that so cozy?
But see, and that's the thing, Saren, is I try to approach as slowly as I can.
Okay. And scoop your litter box.
Like, I try to go as slow as I can, because, like, I know that I'm standing, and I know that I look bigger and scarier. But, like, he was just hanging out up here, and I was able to, like, come right up to him and, like, eat squeeze treat. So, he's a conundrum. And then the other thing that he does, and this, he will show me his stomach. Like, he will lie down and then, like, shift, and, like, I don't, hang on, where's the, like, this was the other day. Like, that is a very relaxed cat. All his feet are up by his head. So he's just, like, he's such a contradiction.
But then all your peeps. Yeah. He's replaying.
And I can reach in and, like, look, I was able to reach into his thing and pet him. And then I stopped, because, you know.
I'm gonna get the brush, okay?
Hated everyone but her mama. It took, like, 2 or 3 years. Yeah. And the thing is, he might have had people who, like, you know, he trusted. But so if you haven't been here, he was trapped and neutered by me. He is FIV positive. He had a ridiculously, dangerously long collar on his neck. And he's worn it now almost a year. I had posted multiple times on multiple platforms for my neighbors to be like, hey, is this your cat? Like, his collar's gonna, like, he's gonna hurt himself. And no one ever claimed him. He had no microchip. And so now I have him. I'm fostering him until he's able to, like, have, you know, space at the shelter. Here's his collar that was gonna strangle him. It was ridiculous. Like, look at that thing. It was as long as, like, when he literally could have stood on it, and he could have tightened it, and, like, that would have been the end. Due to conflicting emotions, yeah, he feels safe but scared. So much fear and uncertainty. He was abducted by aliens. True. Fear can make animals violent. It's not in their temperament. It's not that their temperament is violent. It's that they don't know what else to do out of fear. And that's what I was saying to the shelter. No. I you know, I wonder if I, like, put it into, like, a Google image search, if it could tell me something. Hi Tiza, how are you? He doesn't seem to have a mean bone in his body, but he has a lot of scared ones. But Churu has tamed many a cat with me. He's a tricky. And then this is the other thing, right? So I tried the other day to put food in his bowl, and I had to, like, reach over him in order to do so because of where he was lying, and that prompted a hiss, right?
It's okay.
And I was like, okay, well, look, it's your food. And then all of a sudden he was like, oh.
Yeah. Wanna put it in your bowl?
And he was growling here.
Okay.
I'll move the thing closer so you can hear his growls. And he got more growling.
What?
And I was like, okay.
Listen to you.
I have squeeze treat.
You're
so
such a gremlin.
He is a gremlin.
Yeah. You are. I know you don't want me to reach over you. Do you think I could put this in though? You don't know?
And I was like, all right, well, let me sit.
What if I do both, huh?
And I was like, here.
What if you get squeeze treat? Okay. Yeah, you eat that. Great job. Now watch.
And then we were fine.
You got it on your face again.
And then, so, but, like, let's listen to him.
It's okay. It's your food. See? Yeah. Want to put it in your bowl? It's okay. It's okay. Here. Oh. My goodness.
Like, he gets grumbly. And then he's also this.
Why do you eat this like a toddler eats ice cream, sir? Look at your face. You got it all over.
I think my biggest fear
Why?
is I'm going to put all this work in, and he's going to struggle outside of my house. Or like, I definitely don't think he would do well at a shelter. Like, I think that he needs to be in a foster home. But my worry is that I'm going to get him, like, trusting and everything else, and then he's going to go to someone else, and it's all going to go away again. And I don't know how they will feel about him. Like, I'll have some open and honest conversations with the shelter, and I'll show them, like, all the videos, and we'll talk and you know, we'll have to figure it out. Yes. So that's actually one of the things that I was doing. I would just go into the breezeway, that's where he is, and I would just eat my lunch in there. I would sit so that he could see me, but not like next to the cage. I would just sit and I would eat and I would talk, or I would have like Saren's stream up or whatever. And I would just hang with him. So then he goes cute, he ruins his rep, I know. I don't know, stay away, I'm a big bad cat. Yeah. Yeah. A quiet one-on-one space is perfect for him until he has a forever home, yeah. If he can be adopted from your place to somewhere where he can be the only cat until he completely relaxes would be ideal, yeah. Experts would know best, but that's your gut feeling. I would agree with you. I think that, so, whoever, I don't know who's fostering Tigger right now. Tigger, if you weren't here, was another cat that I trapped who had quite a bit of fresh wounds. That we didn't know where they came from. And because we didn't know where they came from, he had to go into quarantine. No worries, Allison. For 4 months to make sure he didn't have rabies. His quarantine is up on the 12th. So he has, 9 more days? And then he can be put up for adoption. And he is thriving. He is doing amazing. I'm sure he'll have no trouble getting a home. There's a part of me that wants to, be like, hey, so if Tigger's foster is willing to foster another, singleton. The work you're doing is helping him in general learn to trust and adaptability, yeah. Always possible he'll struggle somewhere else. I don't think he'll be ruined. Yeah. I don't think that it's just, I worry that I just don't want him, I don't want whoever he goes to give up on him. You know? I don't want them to have him hissing or growling and their response to be to swat at him or to yell at him or to throw things or whatever, because that's going to make him much worse, and I don't want him getting worse, and I don't want him back out on the street. So it's hard when they're FIV positive too, because there are people who don't want that. There are people who would turn a cat down who was perfect in every other way because they're FIV positive. And he is not perfect in every other way. And that's one of my big worries. And I just, James and I have said if Maple ever had a friend who was also FIV positive who he just really loved, we would figure it out. But the truth of the matter is, I don't think that we can afford to have 2 FIV positive cats. We can hardly afford the 2 or the 3 that we have now, and 2 don't have it. It's just, yeah. I was worried if I left her behind in that neighborhood, she would, be back outside on the street, and that was a big note for you. Yeah. No, I get it. I really do. Oh! Oh, is he back in? Or is he? No, he's not. He's on the other side. Hi, brave man. Oh! He says, I'm gonna lie down right here. I'm gonna lie down right here. So he's 11 pounds. He has solid muscle. I forgot how muscular they are when they first come in from outside. Because it's been a while since one of mine came in. He is a brick house, though. And he has the biggest poops I have ever seen. And that is saying something because I have Pippin who's like 14 pounds. His poops are massive. Massive. And I'm like, dude. Like, it took him a little while to go after the neuter, which isn't surprising. He didn't eat for a while and, like, you know, all of that. But when he finally did, I was like... And they've continued to just be huge. I think he'll probably be about a 10-pound cat. I'd say between 9.5 and 10 pounds. It's a boy thing, too. One of the kids poop in this litter? Like, it's dog-sized. Look at him, though. Oh, where'd he go? Hello? Oh! 5 pounds over her 4 years inside. She's a senior, so losing more, yeah. Still really well built compared to her back. One of my favorite things, and I showed this to my parents, and my parents were like, what the hell? And that was that he, literally like the night of his surgery, decided that this was the way to get on the second shelf. Hold on. Even though there's a stair, he said, no. I shall hook my front feet and use my upper body strength to hoist myself up. Upper body strength alone. That's it. That's it. And that's just how these outdoor animals are built, you know? Is to be able to do stuff like that. So, I wonder... Hang on. I don't know where to, like... I guess that's fine. That's pretty impressive. Ori couldn't do that? Yeah. Remind you of their ferrets? Yeah. That she has to keep jumping and climbing up to keep her back leg strong? Oh, that's interesting. I wish that this was one of the cameras I could turn. Because I'm, like, wondering what he's doing now. Well, thank you for your input, Saren. I appreciate it. He honestly makes me think a lot of Maple when Maple first showed up. Other than the fact that Maple was truly feral and, like, Mittens had a home. Or at least a person. Because he had that stupid collar on. And... You know, I know that if I had trapped Maple the way that I trapped Mittens, it would have taken me a while to build up that trust with him. But it is what it is, and, you know, I said this, even if I wasn't sure that he could be like a friendly cat, I still wouldn't let him go back outside again. Because he's FIV positive, I will not put him back outside where he can get other cats sick. That's just irresponsible. And so even if it means that I had to like build an outdoor catio space and that's where he lived, done. Okay. Not ideal, but I'm not going to let him, you know, get anyone else sick. You care, you're trying your best. Know that he can tell. I hope he can tell. Hi, Neophyte, how are you? He's a risk to other cats, correct. Like Pippin and Artie, where they were risks for themselves getting hurt with their injuries, and that's what made them become indoor cats when they became indoor cats. Maple tamed himself over the course of a year. Well, he didn't tame himself, but he became tame with my help over the course of a year. And eventually we were able to just like close the door. But again, you know, finding out that he was FIV positive, it was much better to get, and the thing that really shocks me again is just how beat up Mittens really is. Like the amount of scabs that have come off of him. And the fact that Tigger and Soot and Sequoia were all negative. Wild to me, because you saw how he and Tigger would go at each other in the screaming matches, and like are so nice. Even the babies born outside act like they belong to someone. Yeah, everyone in the neighborhood treats them like family. That's the issue, and it scares me and it breaks my heart, and it's the reason that I don't go on my neighborhood page often. Is because there are people who are like, stop feeding all these freaking cats, they're nothing but a nuisance, and if you stop feeding them, they'll all go away. And it's like, and then there's also the person who, when I was posting about the cats that I was getting ready to TNR, he was like, oh, this is my cat. He's an indoor-outdoor cat, and he's not neutered. Don't neuter him if he comes around. And I'm like, awesome. I now have a target. I will look for your cat, and I will neuter them because you're a terrible human being. All you're doing is causing a population problem. Your cat probably has FIV. Like, piss me off. They piss me off. They won't go away, they'll just die. Or they'll move to a different area, or they'll start attacking the native wildlife more. Because they need to survive. Set traps for his cat, yeah. We're in a great spot for, yeah. The one thing that I will say that's amazing has been finding Soot Sprite's mom. At like that she's my neighbor, because she is very much of the same like mindset as me. She feeds them. She is willing to trap. She's willing to work with me and help me when I'm trapping. And she also is like, you know, the same thing. Like these people are the problem. Like, and you know, like, not to be, you know, gruesome about it, but the unfortunate reality is these cats that are outside are exposed to so many different things that could happen, between dogs that could get them, foxes, large birds. And then the reality is, the other day I was driving to the store And thank goodness I was almost there because I had to pull in and I broke down crying. There's a cat that had been hit by a car. Not luckily when I was there, like it had happened before, but like that's the reality. These people who are like, "Oh, my cat doesn't want to be inside." No, you're just bad at providing them like stimulation. Like you're setting yourself up. The fact that I have pulled 5 I have taken 8 cats in my neighborhood off the street. Not one of them was looked for. I have my 3, and I have trapped, neutered, and found homes for 5 others. Not once did anyone post going, I haven't been able to find my indoor outdoor cat. Has anyone? No. No one's looked for Tigger. He's been in quarantine. He'll be in quarantine now almost 4 months. No one looked. No one has asked about Sequoia. I mean, now Sequoia and Soot were more feral in the sense that they didn't have collars. They didn't have any kind of like identifying like they had a person at some point. But the ones that had identifiers, and when I say identifiers, I mean they had unmarked, unnamed, like there was no name on their collar, and they had no microchip. And I posted about them on Facebook, on Nextdoor, on shelter pages. Like I put their stuff everywhere before I trapped them. And the shelter also will post about them in case anyone's looking, because like again, you know, it obviously someone put this death trap on him. But no one has cared enough to be like, where is he? Because, like, if my cats went missing, if my dog went missing, I would have gone scorched earth looking for them. I would have been posting everywhere. I would have been like, you know, it just. All right, hold on. You know what I'm curious about? Let's see if I can Google. Oh. No. Come here. I'm curious about this collar. What about if I go like that? Oh, I don't want to look at the AI overview. This is not any of this. Okay, hang on. Let me catch up on chat. People scooping cats and dumping them. Yeah. A few indoor outdoors that show up. The other county's page is like, is this your cat? And someone in our county's like, my cat is missing. Yeah. Sometimes they connect and get home again. I hate that for the owners. It's a shitty lesson to learn that some people are not nice and will harm your pets. Yep. Absolutely. I wonder if we should get fixed. I mean, I will say it is always better to get them fixed because they cannot, again, just knowing the FIV status, knowing the things that the cats go through, like for instance, Sequoia, the girl that we caught, she was pregnant. At some point, her kittens died in utero, and somehow she didn't die. They were literally calcified in her. She had been pregnant for that long. So if you're thinking about it, it has nothing to do with population control. It has everything to do with animal health. So I would say, yeah, you need to trap them. If you can, absolutely trap them. Absolutely. Be a responsible owner. Yeah. Oof, that's sad, right? Left her home because it was overpopulated. She was picked on. Yeah. Look for her in the winter. Right. But like that person still, like, they looked for her. And then they did the responsible thing. Like I talked about this the other day. Sometimes the responsible thing as a pet owner is to give up an animal to either another person, to a shelter, like if they're not thriving in your home, if they're causing more problems, if they're causing harm, you know, like you have to take the animal's best interest in heart. And that is what I really appreciate about your neighbor Saren, is that they took Socks's interest to heart. They were like, no, she's happier there. You can keep her if you would like, you know? Indoor outcome. Pooping all over the yard. Mm-hmm. I don't want to play. Yeah. To build a catio, but she refused. Ugh, I hate that. An indoor cat. Yeah. Oh, that's the saddest. Hi, James. We don't have anywhere to put them after trapping. My kitties will torment them. So here's the thing with TNR, which is what like I've been doing. You can trap them. There are shelters or vets or different places that will spay and neuter, and then you let them go the same day. You don't have to keep them. Like my first cat that we TNR'd, we trapped him, we neutered him, we let him go, and he came back and was like, actually, I don't want to live outside anymore. Can you help? Yeah. It's all in one day. If you look up, it's literally TNR. And if you look up if there are programs in your area, you might be able to find places. And some places, like if they want them to stay inside or whatever, might have like the means to have them stay inside for like a day or two to recover, and then you would pick them back up and let them go again. Because like the cats that I've been working with the shelter closely to get these cats adopted. Because Mittens here is my first one who has not been instantly friendly. Once the hormones were removed, you know, from the equation. And they did not have room at the shelter for him, and they asked me if I could foster him. We're working together at this point because they have helped me find homes for 3 other cats at this point. He'll be my 4th one, and so I'm like, yeah, I can absolutely keep him for like a week or 2 while you wait for space in the shelter to clear up. But yeah, most of the time with TNR, it's catch release kind of thing. I'm always like grateful for people though who just even take care of and look after outdoor cats, honestly, because I remember even like growing up, we didn't really have cats outside where I lived. But I remember friends and like people were like, they're such nuisances, and like they were really like mistreated. And I know it's still like that in some places, but it does my heart good to see people who care and who feed them and who look out for them, even if they're not able to like get them spayed or neutered. Like obviously that's the best case scenario. That's what everyone should strive to do. But even just like putting out food and water, I don't know. They didn't ask for this, you know? Like they didn't ask to be outside. These animals didn't want they would not choose this. The fact that I have at this point 7 out of 8 of these cats find homes and be happy inside, that's huge. And this is 8 out of 8 right now. He just needs time. He needs patience. He needs love. He has the biggest balls I've ever seen on a cat. I love the tomcats that have the massive cheeks and they get so like, they're so funny. Also, James, look at your texts. Name Cheese! He wants to be an indoor baby. talk with the place too that does the TNR and see if they would work with you on getting him a home. If he wants to be an indoor cat, a lot of times these shelters will help out with that. I mean, it depends obviously on the area, but most people just want, like, most shelters just want animals to be safe and happy and healthy. Well, you feed them, but the neighbor does. I keep an eye on them. Yeah, I want to build a little shelter. That one kitty is so pretty, Emily. And that's the thing too, is that even if you don't want to take care of them or feed them or water them or whatever, just don't be a brat. Just don't be rude to them. You know, like don't like, I've seen people use, like, you know, shoot at them with BB guns. I've seen people do like awful things, put like poison out. Just leave them alone. If like you can't, if you don't want to help, just don't hurt. That's the big thing. They don't do that here because I can't pay for the spay and the neuter. Yeah, they won't, because someone's got to pay the bill. So here, the TNR, it does cost, like, I do have to pay. Now the shelter that I'm working with has made it so that I'm not like I'm not doing the full cost, if that makes sense. But most of them offer a low cost spay or neuter. So for instance, I'm, you know, in the US, the one shelter that does TNR, it's $35. And that's just to cover the cost of things. Do you know what I mean? And it's not, obviously it adds up quickly, especially when you've got 5 of them that you're doing in a row. $35 adds up really quick. But still better long term, you know? They just released back, yeah. The guy who's poor is his favorite. He'll pay for the neuter and everything. Oh, that's so sweet. He had huge balls. The mouser, yeah. Put out water and kibble. Just in case she needed it, yeah. Part of the lady eco, yeah. Yeah, he's still out, James. He hasn't gone back in. I can't imagine people thinking that it's okay to be mean to animals either. He's also hissed at me. He's out and he's like, leave me alone. This stream community has helped me be able to afford all of the spay and neuters, honestly. And the shelter, the thing that I'm really grateful about with this shelter, they have not once charged me a surrender fee, even though they have taken on and found homes for, and that means that they've taken on the medical and the feeding, although none of them have been there for very long. But they have not charged me. Like, a lot of shelters will be like, okay, well, like, if we take your pet, you have to pay, just to help cover, like, the cost of, you know, their care while they're there. And I'm very grateful for that, because technically, and that's where, you know, now I'm helping out, I'm watching him, and, you know, in the future, I want to volunteer there and, you know, do what I can to help. So it's about building a community of support, really. 20 to 50 after the strike. Okay. That's not bad. I don't even think I need to trap Cheese. I pick him up and carry him sometimes when I want to hang out. No, you don't even have to trap him. Just bring him into, like, put him in a carrier and just bring him. And you can also always call too and, like, explain the situation, because I know sometimes they're like, oh, well, if he's friendly, then he's probably your pet and not a stray. So that's where I have pictures, I have videos of them outside, of them, you know, whatever, because the shelter that I was working with before was not ideal, honestly. I'm very happy with the shelter that I'm working with right now. Um because obviously then they're like, well, if it's your pet, you have to pay like the full cost of the spay neuter, not the like feral or stray cost. And it's like, it's not my pet. Like, my pets are indoors vaccinated. Like, you can call my vet. They go to the vet. Oh my god, my pets have probably paid for like a wing in the vet at this point. Freaking. Hey, I've got a stray to neuter. Um, I would love to see pictures of Cheese if you have any. Please feel free to post some in the Discord. I freaking love cats. I love animals. I just love animals in general. They're the best. Giddy up! A kitten baby shower? What is a kitten baby shower? Are they like raising stuff for kitten season? Because kitten season's coming. Gotcha. That's a fun idea. Do you guys think on this stretch break I should go and check on Mittens and see what he's doing? I think so. I think so. Oh, you might not have a role yet. I'll go ahead and take a peek. We just set it so that way people, when they first join, can't necessarily post until a mod gives them a role. Because, that just keeps people from being spammy or, you know, whatever. So you're good now. You should be able to post. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. All right. Oh, yes, please do send photos. I would love to see that. We're gonna take a stretch break. Yeah, we manually verify for safety. We'll play some words on stream. And I will see, I'll see where Mittens is. I'll leave the camera up. Hang on. Boop. Hang on. And I'll see you guys after this ad break is done. Oh my goodness. I'm overlooking at all of the sweet babies that you
Arts and crafts
posted.
master. Why do you think I always have this glue gun stuck to my arm?
Echo, they're so sweet. Raccoon. Thank you so much for the 6-month resub. Let me get you a paper star. So, I was going to leave him out. He had all kinds of spicy things to say. Also, Raccoon, what color would you like for your heart on your paper star? For this month, we're doing a white speckled strip, and you can pick the color you want, and then I will add a little heart on the outside for pride in that color. 3 more strays and 1 indoor-outdoor you're acquainted with. You don't have any pics of them? Well, thank you for sharing. They're all so sweet. Also, so I think Speckles, who doesn't understand cat language, that is my Maple. Maple is my first cat. He was feral. I tamed him over a year. And we were featured on the Dodo. It was a whole thing. And he does not understand cat language either. I have tried to integrate him in with the others in the house. They will hiss at him. They will swat at him. And he continues to approach like it's the whole thing. Blue, you got it. Before COVID, tended to take her. Oh. Here is your blue heart. I shall fold it up. Pinta's been teaching her some cat things. See, and that's the thing. So we had a Dalmatian. His name was Patch, and he hated the cats. He was reactive and anxious. And everyone just kind of stayed separated in the house. And that was fine. But since he passed away, I'm starting to think that I would like to try spending more time with like Maple and the girls, trying to get them like cohabitating better. Because the household dynamics have changed. Anyway, I went to go and see what Mittens was up to. Ready?
Well, hi.
Saren, if you're still here, I would love any insight on this one, alright? Look at how nice and confident we are. This is wonderful.
Well, hi. What you doing, baby boy? Hi. Hello. Hi. Oh, it's okay. Oh. It's okay. Hey. Bud.
So evidently my petting was not allowed. Fine, fair, understood. But the secondary hiss was like, no. And I'm like, okay. So as soon as he went in to eat, I was like, you're going to be closed in. I closed the door. He hissed at me. He was angry when I closed that door. Because he was not happy. But I was like, I need you just contained. I'm fine with letting you out. I'm fine with letting you have some freedoms. But I need you to not... He's using the litter box right now. Like, I need you to not be angry with me like that. So I don't know. Should I let him stay out? Should I leave him in there? What's the consensus here? Yeah, the head was lowered, but the ears were forward, which was nice to see. Like, I feel bad because it is a small space that he's in. So, like, should I give him the run of the room? I don't know, chat. Set a schedule between this time and this time he can come out. That routine will help him adapt too. Okay. I just feel bad because he's got to be bored. I mean, it is like a 3-story little thing, and he can look out the window. This is the first time that the windows are closed because it's, like, disgusting outside today. Oh.
Did you hear the hissy cats and you're wondering what's going on? It's okay.
Oh, she all
Yes,
puffy.
you're good. I know. I know you can hear the hissy cats.
I'm so sorry, Socks.
Maybe you could have a chat with Mittens and explain that being inside is not such a bad thing. What do you think?
I'm so sorry, Socks.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm so sorry, baby. She's like, who that man? Who that boy yelling? He's just like laying. Look at him. He's just like, I'm grumpy now. Same low to the ground, check the hand. Okay. Can you make sure he won't dash out the door when you open it? No, I cannot. That's my worry. That is my worry because my girls are on the other side of the door. And I do not want fights. I was really proud of Pippin the other day, because since he's in her space, she and Artie are kind of like hanging out more, when Maple comes up. And so she and Maple were like nose to nose through the baby gate. And he, in typical Maple form, decided he was going to try and smack her. And she just looked at him like... But unlike Artemis, she didn't run away. And I think that that's going to help him. If he sees that his bullying behavior doesn't cause the other to just, like, run away, I think that that's going to help him. Oh, he's lying down. Okay. Yeah, he's got a bunch of, like, cozy spots to be in the little, like, setup that I have. He's got the carrier, he has a blanket, he has a cat bed, he has his food and water and litter. So this one's a good time to top up his food, open the door for a little bit, and change water. Pavlov him with a bell or some kind of cue. Going into the kennel on his own. Yeah. What a stinker Maple is. Maple is the stinkiest. I love him so much. What a stinker. I'll help him relax too. I just don't know how to get him back inside. Other than just, like, the fact that his food is in there. And eventually he'll go in. Like, he doesn't seem to want... Like, even the squeeze treat, like, I don't know if you guys saw, when I was in there, he was eating the squeeze treat, but he won't follow the squeeze treat. He's like, no, I'm gonna stay here. you know, there's fight or flight or fawn. He is very much a fawn, where he's just gonna freeze in that spot. Or I guess it's fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Whatever, same thing. But he just, like, freezes and, like, gets real small. And it's like, he won't... He still ate Squeeze Treat from me when I was out there, even though he hissed at me like that. So, you know, that's a win to me. Take the food dish out, which is assigned to Wander, and then you come back with food and Squeeze Treat in the kennel. Okay. That could be good. Change seems like the most logical time. Yeah. Agreed. And honestly, like, I'm fine if he's out, say from 9 till 3. But I definitely want him in overnight, because he still gets a little bit, like... I remember how Pippin was when she first came in. And she would kind of panic and, like, run from window to window in, like, an effort to try and figure out how she could get back outside. And I don't want that for him. Like, I would like to keep him contained overnight, when that stress seems to be the most for them. Sure. Absolutely. Please do. Also, just because I don't know... Let me, wait, hold on. So here were the stinkers this morning. So that's Maple and that's Pippin. And you can see Pippin's just sitting, and Maple's like, okay, whatever. Like, I was scooping a litter. And they were like, all right, cool, whatevs. And then this was last night after he had tried to smack her, and she just sat there, and then he decided to, like, rub his face on the gate. And the fact that, again, she doesn't run when he tries, like, she just moves out of the way so that she can't be hit. Like, he literally, his foot hit her face, and she was like, like, what do you want? And just, like, sat down instead of running away from him. And I think that might help him to see that, like, your nonsense isn't going to, I don't know, run up to us very fast, stop, lightly touch us with an unclawed paw, look us in the eye, and then dash behind a corner and watch what we do. Like, she's playing tag. Here I am. If you make eye contact and run and hide behind a door, she may come and find you. Yeah, Pippin's like, what the hell, man? I'm just chilling here. What are you doing? I could talk cats all day, though. Same, Saren. You know how. You know how. You can always talk cats with me. He is back in the crate, yes. She may be trying to instigate play, too. Like, she may be... like... hee, I'm so silly, like, come play with me, you know, like, if you get, like, whatever kinds of toys she likes, and, like, interact, she might be like, oh, heck yeah. Doesn't like us following, she darts into another room, that's so cute. Yeah, a wand toy, or, like, yeah. Like, it's so interesting to me how different each of my cats are. Pippin loves springs. Those are her favorite. She is like, yes, this is the best toy in the world. And if you give a spring to Maple or Artie, they're like, what the hell is this crap? Like, what do you want me to do with this, like, coiled up hunk of metal? But Pippin is like, I could spend all day with this. Artemis loves a good crinkle ball, and Maple loves, like, the furry plush things. So, hi, Sharn! Yeah, Tigress, by the way, if you want to see, this is what happened. I went to go see, like, what he was doing, and he was hanging out by, like, the toys. And I don't know what he was doing, but this is what he did when I walked in.
Bud.
So he was fine until I pet him, and then he was like, oh, heck you. Heck you. So we were talking about maybe setting up like a routine. So like maybe he'll be out of the crate from like say 9 to 3. So like when I get up in the morning, I can let him out and let him explore and do stuff. And then like before a stream, I can like put him back in, and then he can, you know, like trying to give him some time to be outside and some time to be contained. I don't know. Well, again, I don't know if he played with anything while he was out. This is the first toy that I've put in the crate with him. That big like catnip fish thing. So I don't know if he played with anything while he was out. The camera wasn't focused that way. And then if he starts to be less hissy or more calm, he can stay out longer, you know? Like, I don't want to keep him... The goal is not to keep him in a crate, you know? But to keep him... To keep everyone safe is really what it is. It confused her severely. She's like, what in the heck? But see, now I'm looking at him and I'm like, he wants to come back out. And I want to let him back out. I don't know what to do. Look at him. He's so handsome. A wand toy? I did bring out one of the wiggle worms on a string when he came out. And he was, like, looking at it. He was definitely curious, but he kind of was like, I don't know what to do with this. So I think that it's going to be a matter of finding, like, the toy that's the right fit for him. Because some like things like that, and some of them are like, ugh. But yeah, that's a good idea, honestly. Because I think letting him play or finding ways to, like, use his energy in, like, productive ways, like a scratcher or stuff like that, will be good for him mentally. To build up, like, that confidence and stuff like that. I think scheduled time out is a good thing. Having a routine will probably be helpful so he knows what to expect and when. Yeah. It's just hard because, like, look at him right now, just, like, sitting looking at the door, like, why is it closed? And I want to be like, you can come back out, it's okay. Yeah, go lie in the sunshine. It's beautiful over there right now for you. Yeah, look at that sunny spot. Oh, heck yeah, bud. Oh, good. Okay, he says, I lie on this towel. I like this towel. And I think, like, incorporating some of, like, his out, like, in the, room time with, like, we're gonna hang out together time would also be really good. So, like, basically being like, look, we can hang out together. You can also be alone. And, like, trying to, I don't know. I've never had a spicy cat. Not like that. They've each been spicy in their own way. But, like, I've not had... Oh, yes, we do. That was actually the reason why we were featured on the Dodo. Was because I taught Maple how to talk. In that stupid high-pitched voice that I do. But it resonates with them. So yes, Maple and I, we have full conversations. And they go, so he has an Instagram. Oh, hold on, wait. I gotta like my own video and repost it. Boost your algorithm, girl. But like, should we tell everyone what's going on with you? We should. Okay. You want to help me? Okay. You want to tell them that you did so good on your medicine? Yeah? And that you were a good boy for your blood work? You were so good. And you want to tell them that we got the results already? And that, unfortunately, only one thing improved out of 3. Yeah. And what does the vet want to do now? She wants to do imaging. You know, she's going to take pictures of your insides. And she's going to shave your tummy. So that she can take ultrasound too. Because they want to see if you have anything inside you that you shouldn't. Like the big scary C word. But you don't have that, right? Okay, good. And then if that all comes back clear, what? So yeah, he's such a good baby. He really is. He's the best. He was my first. He's the one that got me involved in feral cat stuff. Because believe it or not, there was a point in time when he was not approachable outside and he was worse than Mittens. You know, it's interesting that I have 2 FIV male cats that are black and white in my house. If I had a nickel for every time, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. It's weird that only my black and white boys have FIV. Don't worry, Shard. Hi, Petrichor. Listen, even my vet calls Maple a girl half the time. So he doesn't take offense to that. We weren't sure about anyone's, like, gender, his, Artemis, or Pippin. And so they all had, like, gender neutral... Well, Maple and Pippin had gender neutral names. And then Artemis used to be called Arthur. Because Arthur, as we thought, was an old arthritic orange male cat that lived outside. My husband named her. And then we caught, I realized was actually injured. And I scooped her up and I brought her to the vet. And they were like, she's a girl. She's an orange girl. And so we originally, we were going to keep Arthur as her name anyway. Because screw it. But then I was like, you know, she actually doesn't have arthritis. She was injured. And now that she's, like, living her best life inside, I felt like she needed a new name, like, to honor that. So we went with Artemis because they were both called Artie. In that case. For Arthur or for Artemis. So, like, this is her now. My sweet baby. I love her so much. So yeah, I never get upset about misgendering my pets. It's fine. Never got Speckles to stop hissing, but she uses it very differently. She has a really specific hiss that basically is just, hey, come do something for me. She hisses like, my food bowl is empty. Thought he was a pregnant female. There's one cat that comes by the food bowl outside that I'm not sure. I'm like, I don't know if big primordial pouch or pregnant cat. Both your pitties have been called boys. I feel like a lot of times it depends on what you have. Like, for instance, James always defaulted to calling dogs girls because his dogs were always girls. And I always defaulted to calling dogs boys because all of my dogs were boys. Like, it becomes very much just something that you're used to. But I call my boys beautiful and my girls handsome. Like, you know, words are just words. Had a friend, my friend had a girl cat that got really angry if you said she. Interesting. That's so funny. Maybe that's part of it. Speaking of trans, I saw this post. I should have saved it to share with you all. That I loved. It was a person who had transitioned, and they were at like I don't know if it was like a pet store or where, but there was a parrot, and on there it said like, all like, do not pet if you're a boy.
Found my people.
Because the parrot will bite you. And this person who transitioned went to pet him, and literally there's a picture of the sign, the bite mark, and the parrot, and the person was just like, wow, that's really gender affirming, thank you. Because the parrot was like, no, heck you, and they were like, all right. Thank you for that follow, by the way. Welcome in. You saw it too? It made me so happy. I love stuff like that. That bird's like, listen, I told you. There's a sign. You effed around and found out. But yeah, fun Megan fact. I never had cats until Maple showed up. And Maple showed up the day that my husband left for his last set of Air Force orders. Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about this. This is another, it's weird that it's happened twice. James, my husband is on Air Force orders right now, and there is a new black and white FIV positive male cat in my house. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Your cat is also your first, yeah. Dog owners would always tell me things like, wow, he's only ever done that to men. That's like the best, isn't it? Like, to just have that, like, I literally just like had a string from my shirt. It's like tickling my back. Hang on. Okay. And yeah, he came in what, 2022? And then the rest of all just like followed. Attach the yarn to the piece before you make the first stitch with it. Like changing colors? Is that what you mean? It's very affirming, but also OMG puppy, get your head out of my crotch. Yeah, well, James better not leave for more months on end for Air Force training, or we're gonna have more issues. Oh, hello again. Are you trying to figure out how to get to that top shelf? You know. You've done it before. Yeah, sure, James. That doesn't mean anything, though. You know that. I know that. When you run out of that thread, you'll need to attach a new piece to stitch with. Ah! How do you attach it so the loose end is secure before you continue stitching? What are you making right now? Are you making a blanket? Are you making an amigurumi? Like, are you working a flat piece back and forth or a piece around? Oh, cross stitch. Oh, I'm so sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were crocheting or knitting. Okay. So I do a loop start method. Which I'm about to run out of thread here, and I'll show you what I do. How many strands are you using? Is it 2 strands? Is it 1 strand? Like right now I'm using 2. Oh, he's back again. 3. Okay. So a loop start won't work quite the same. So I'll show you how to start it with 3. Because with a loop start, you would just fold the thread in half. And start it like that. But there are a couple of different methods. And honestly, which one you use is whichever one you like best. There's not really like a right or a wrong. And I will show you. I will say that I do have like a favorite. If it's not like confetti, in other words, if it is not just like one stitch in a spot, if it's like a big block of color like this, I'll show you what I prefer to do. If it's one stitch all by itself, you're going to want to do it differently. But if you're going to work in like a big section, I will show you my favorite. All right. So I'm still going to do a loop start with this, or like thread it like I am. So you're going to take like, well, here, I don't need to. You're going to thread your needle. Okay. And say, oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Okay. So say that you want to start your stitching here, but like this whole row you're going to stitch. What you can do is come down from the top, like say 5 or 6 stitches away from where you're going to start. Don't forget to say, oh, buddy. And you're going to leave the end out. It's hard to see. The other thing you can do is what's called a waist knot at the end. Make like a tiny little knot right here at the end of the yarn or the thread, so that it doesn't pull through the front of the fabric. And you're going to go down, okay, and leave a little bit out. And then you're going to go where your stitching is going to start, and you'll come up with your needle where it's going to start, and keep that end on the top as I pull it through, because I didn't make a knot. So keep that end over there, and then just start stitching. And then what's going to happen is you're going to stitch over the tail. So that piece is right here. You see how it's long? Maybe. You see how it's long? You're going to start to stitch over it as you stitch down the row. And then when you get to the little like tail that you left, take your scissors and cut it close to the fabric and then just keep going. That's my favorite way to start with an odd number of threads. Because it is just the easiest in my mind. And you don't have to turn the piece over, which is always a bonus. Now with like a loop start, you thread both ends of the like cut thread. And then you join it that way. It's a lot easier. But when you have to work with an odd number, loop starts don't work so well. Yeah, hopefully that helps. There are people who will split the stitches too and join with like a standing stitch. Like if you really want to get into it and like look at all the different ways, you could definitely just like search like cross stitch starting methods. But if you're new and you're just looking for something simple, you might not want to go too deep down that rabbit hole. You're so welcome. I would love to see what you're working on. If you have either a link or if you want to share a picture, you're welcome to in the Discord. This puzzle might be the hardest. It's a good one, isn't it? Oops. It's a really good one. It's very colorful. Also, I didn't ever put the puzzle up on the screen here because we had mittens up. Mittens up. He's so cute. I love him. I've done so much of it, but the ends just don't seem secure enough. Yeah. And then when you're done, like obviously weaving it under a couple of stitches, so basically you're starting at the same way that you would end. Aw. It's a pretty picture. It's very rainbow. So my parents are coming over tonight. We're going to cook dinner together. Since I have all that food, since the stupid meal kit was delivered, I still blame you, James, for that. I didn't even think about it. When like your orders got changed, I didn't even think to change that food delivery. I'm getting so close with this. By the way, the top of that carrier has like a grate. Like it's... hold on, I have a picture. And it just cracks me up that he's got comfy, cozy places to sleep, and he's like, top of this. This is what the top of it looks like. Like, it's wire, and he's like, yeah, sure, I'll sleep up here. Look at him. Look at him right now. Yeah, this is fine. Maybe what I can do, is instead, maybe I can have him out, instead of 9 to 3, maybe I have him out like 9 to 6. And then he's just in for the night. That could work too. He likes the breeze. That way he has time to like play or do whatever during the day. And then when I go to feed him dinner, that can be when he goes back in. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it was open the whole time that he was out. Because his litter and his water and everything are in there. Do Amigurumi attempted a blanket, but I simply don't have the attention span to finish it. Okay, that is so real though. That is something I struggle with all the time when it comes to blankets. Not only is it hard to finish, but some blankets, when like I have this one designer who I really loved, still do. They're called Hooked on Sunshine. And love it. Beautiful patterns. Absolutely gorgeous. But they all start from the middle and they work out. And eventually you get to a point where they're big, they're heavy, and they're awkward. And that's when I tend to just lose steam on them. So, yeah. Yeah. It's hard because they're beautiful, but like you'll sit down to crochet and you'll be like, yeah, I'll work on this. I'll do like a couple of rows. And then you end up doing like one row because that's how long it takes. Is like you have a couple of hours and you do like one really detailed row and it just doesn't feel satisfying or like you've accomplished anything. So, halfway through your temperature blanket, it's too hot to work on. Yeah. I definitely logged my hours. I mean, the nice thing, or the hours, the temperature. The nice thing with my blanket, and it depends obviously on the style of blanket you're doing, was that I can make the hexagons and then attach it later. Did the corner to corner bit, completed that. I wanted to add a side piece to it, ran out of white yarn, can't be bothered for the hunt for more. That's, oh no. Well, if it's white yarn that you're looking for, if it's the same brand, you might be okay. A lot of times white yarn doesn't have a dye lot. It's mostly like colorful yarn that you have to really make sure you get the dye lot the same. Or the other option too is that you could just undo the side bit that you ran out of the yarn for and just leave it how it is. Nothing says you have to add the side bit. Then it's done if you undo that bit. I'm gonna go grab a cough drop real quick because I got a really bad tickle and I don't want to keep coughing. Oh, if you have, yeah, there you go. Do it in a different color if you have a lot of another one. Or again, maybe do like different, maybe you do like blue on two sides and like maybe you divide it up so that you use one of the colors that you have a lot of, on like the long side, say, or like on two sides, and you could use the colors that you don't have as much of on the other ones. Guess I'm frogging. But then think about it, you'll have this project done. There's something really satisfying about finishing something that you've been working on for a long time. That's why I'm working on this. Like, we're not going to talk about the fact that I have one more of these to do. Right? This is Derpy. And then I have Sussy to do. No, Sussy. Not... not the closed caption saying sexy. Awkward. Ooh woo. I mean, Sussy is pretty hot with his little hat on. Hey. Oh no! Well, on oh no! Thank you for that follow. Welcome in. Did my sexy cross stitch lure you in? Oh God. Maybe I didn't realize that the Pokemon was sort of blocking my stitching. Ads are starting soon. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I guess it's time for a stretch break, chat. If you're new, we use the ads that Twitch plays once an hour as mandatory stretch breaks because honestly, I'm the kind of person who can sit here and craft for hours on end and not move. So, Twitch implementing ads sucks for, no one likes ads, but at the same time, it's good because it makes me stop and it makes me get up and move. So, we'll play some words on stream. It's a perfect opportunity to get a snack, a drink, use the bathroom, take your meds, move your laundry, or just stand up and take a stretch break, or even just change how you're sitting. Check and see if you're sitting all shrimped up. Stretch out. Or play some words on stream. And we'll come back. We're going to finish this today. I am determined. Okay? We'll be right back. you all for sitting through ads. I appreciate it. Alright. I got a hairband because the little wispies that I have were bothering me because, like, I could see them in my peripheral. So. You went crazy on that one? I love that. Have a good night, Mia. Thank you for hanging out. So I haven't asked today, but what's everyone up to? Are any of you all crafting? Are we gaming? Are we doing a cheeky work lurk? I won't tell anyone. Of course, if you are. I would never. Eating dinner, running around Palia. Nice. Yeah. I'm excited. Oh, so I was playing the other night, and I've been trying to work on Shifty Eyes. I see nothing. I see nothing, Calliope. You saw me on last night? Yeah. I was trying to do some of my old quests that I haven't gotten done, because some of them just annoy me. Like, every time I would finish a quest, I would get that update for, like, doing Gina's, whale quest. And so I got fed up and I looked up how to finish it, because it was, like, an early one. It's an old one, and I had no idea at that point. It had been so long. Figured it out, finished it, I was, like, done. Went ahead to do one from, like, Elderwood, and I can't figure out, like, you know how when we go, like, in a group and we say go, like, hunting for Ogopu, or we go hunting for the bugs, and you have to, like, I guess you have to switch what thing you have in your relic slot in order to be able to interact with the infected. Is that correct? Because, like, I need to collect a bunch of infected essence. And so I, like, picked a relic, and I went out to do it, and I don't know. I guess I picked the wrong one. And I got frustrated, and I logged off. Yes. Yes, I did learn that. Because I found, like, stuff, and I was like, okay, maybe I need to switch it. And it was like, you can't switch it here. And I'm like, yeah, I only have a level 1 bag of illusion, so I can only interact with forageables. And I have to, like, catch a bunch of fish and do a bunch of stupid things in order to level it up. And I'm like, so I have to do that at some point. I just, like I said, it was later at that point, and I was like, well, I had other plans tonight other than this. So, oh my god. Okay, but that's good to know that I'm on the right path with that. Oh my gosh. Look at that, Bubba. I love him. He's gonna be, like... He's gonna be such a good pet. He just needs some time. Like, I honestly see Maple in him so much. Like, when you think about how Maple used to be, if anything, I feel like Mittens even has, like, a step up, because he obviously trusted a person enough once that they were able to put that collar on him. Whereas Maple, The only thing he ever trusted was getting trapped to get neutered. So yeah. Yeah, he getting comfy. I could put like a bed up there for him. If he likes to sleep up there. I have 6 more rows left. Do you all smell that? I smell the end. She's near. Dang, Pokemon, that was rude. Tech is hard. I agree. Love the smell of an end in the morning. Wait. Wait. Oh my. Do you all remember when I was telling you about how Pippin woke me up the other morning by, like, getting into my face and, like, booping me? And then, like, aggressively making biscuits on me? I found it. I found it on our camera. Do you want to see? Because it's hilarious. Yes. She also, she is really good, chat, at balancing. No, technically that was Sharn. I was just reading their message out loud, Emily. I did not say that. That was not me. Do not put that one on me. I was simply reading a message out loud. Alright, so this was not that. This was last night. And she decided to roll and went right off the bed. And the camera glitched a little bit because she did not move that smoothly. She definitely, she hung on for a minute like Mufasa. Where she was like, no, no, mother, save me. That's better, Emily. And then she also did it when we were playing the other day. We were playing with the Wiggle Worm, which is like one of her favorites. And whoop! She's like, don't worry, I land on my feet. But what a goober. I love her so much. Hold on, one more time, and whoop! Okay. So this was, mind you, 4:20 in the morning. Okay, she had been sleeping at the foot of the bed. And now she's just sitting near my face. Hold on, we'll fast forward a little. Oops. Hang on. Right, so I like shift. She's making biscuits now. Like, she's making biscuits on the bed next to my pillow. And then all of a sudden, boop, and I move my head out of the way, right? Thinking, like, surely that will be enough. And then she goes, boop again, and I'm like, what the hell? And I jump, and I sit, and I look at her, and my favorite thing is when I'm looking at her like, what the hell? And she's like, who are we looking at, Mom? Who are we looking at? Who are we giving that disapproving look to? Like, she literally turned and was like, who? What happened? And then she ends up like, oh, I stopped the video. Then, oh wait, no. Hang on. Then she starts aggressively making biscuits on my chest. Like, that's my torso that she's standing on. Like, on my side. And she's like, here, Mom, let me help you. You got a lot of tension. And I'm like, girl. Yeah, from you. It's 4 a.m. Leave me alone. Let me work that out for you, huh? But it was just like the way that I looked at her, and she's like, oh, so silly. She is so cute. I love how she is like wanting to snuggle now at night. That this has become like her routine, is that she hangs out at night with me. And like, that's our snuggle time. Like, Artemis and I will snuggle a little bit in the morning normally, like after breakfast on the couch. And this is like, it's Pippin time. Who did that? Yeah. Pippin's like, somebody's touching you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pets. Am I right? Patch used to do that too sometimes. I would like wake up and his nose would just be on the side of the bed and he'd be like, hi, I'm here. And you're like, what? Like, it's like a little kid standing at the foot of their parents' bed, just like staring at them until they wake up. Like, I would wake up and look at him and he would just be like, hi, you're awake. And you're like, what are you doing? What is it? Why? Gives Mom I threw up vibes, you know? At least she stopped trying to, like, go to the window when it was open. Because the window is, like, behind me, and so there were times that she would just, like, step on the pillow. Or, like, walk across you to get to the window, and you're like, girl. Aw, that's nice. Is this from your new work, Sharn? That would be fabulous. Baby brother used to wake up my mom. He wouldn't say anything or touch her. He'd just stand there until she woke up. Why is it that, like, I feel as though all of us did that at, like, at least one time or another? Like, evidently, and I have no recollection of this, but my parents have told me there was one time I must have just been like, I've never, I've never sleepwalked. But it was basically that, where I just like, I was standing there at, like, next to my mom on, like, her side of the bed, just like staring at her. And, you know, she wakes up and she's like, "What?" And I was like, "I'm thirsty." And she's like, "Well, then go get a drink." And so I went into the bathroom, filled up a cup of water, got a drink, and then went back to bed. I don't remember it. It was the only time I did it. Evidently it happened once. I have no idea. Always poked your mom. You had to jab her to wake her up. Yeah. I used to just like call her name. Like in an aggressive whisper. Mom! Mom! Like, I didn't want to wake up my dad, or like, I didn't want to like startle her awake. So like I was trying to be like, Mom! James is a sleep talker. He will have conversations with me while he's asleep, which is fun. We've definitely had some weird ones. Oh my god, I forgot about that. It's been so long since you've been home, I forgot about the screaming. It's not really, he'll just be like, ugh. Like, it's like a guttural, like, groan almost. Like, not necessarily like a scream, because I would smack the crap out of him if it was. But it's more just like a thing, and you're like, what? What is happening? Same, that never worked. Wake up if you stood in the other room. Dad required full volume screaming for multiple minutes. Yeah. Dad seemed to be really good at that. I would have peed my pants. The worst is when, like, I'm finally about, like, because it takes me a while to fall asleep. I'm not the kind of person who can just, like, put my head down and just instantly fall asleep. But James is. And so I'll finally be, like, drifting off, and then it's like, and I'm like, I'm gonna wake him up just so that he has to be awake too. Full conversations. Interesting. Like, would she remember it the next day? Because, like, I'll have full conversations with James and he won't remember it. Like, I've definitely filmed them before. She would remember it, Rumi doesn't. We get it, you're God's favorite. Genuinely, though. Imagine a man with no anxiety, no chronic health issues. Who can fall asleep. Who doesn't have, like, panic attacks going to the store. Like, what a favorite, clearly. Wow. Interesting. That sounds exhausting, honestly, Echo. Pure chaos. That sounded like it. I don't remember any of the dreams that I had. I just know that I kept waking up from, like, really weird ones last night. James had a dream last night. He was telling me that we lived in like a 1-bedroom loft. Or like a 1-room loft. Sorry. Not 1 bedroom. Like a 1-room loft with every single pet that we've ever had at the same time without cages or crates. Meaning hamsters and guinea pigs and cats and dogs. And evidently a panther too, right? You also said a panther? just because. Just sprinkle that little bit of chaos in. Or a bear, something big. Having dreams you can control is fun, though. Oh. Yeah, night terrors are no fun. I used to really struggle with, like, sleep at night. Like, I like the night better, and I think it's just because, people don't expect anything of you. It's peaceful. But I also desperately hate the dark. Like, if there's a power outage at night, great deals of stress for me. Heck, even if it's, like, early, like, you know, the sun's going down and we don't have power, stress. Wow, really? Oh, like the time in the dream? Interesting. A dream I was directing hadn't finished? Yes! When you fall back asleep, it's not the same dream. Yes! Like watching a show and having it change at the last 10 minutes. I hate that so much when that happens, Elf. Not like the worst is when you wake up and you're like, okay, now just go back to sleep and finish the dream. You can do it. Just go back to and it never happens. And you're like, well, okay then. Thanks for nothing, brain. I wanted to see how it ended. Yours continue? That's so interesting. Yours too? Have a good one, Tigers. Thanks for hanging out. I usually wish they'd change. Yeah, I just could not get comfy last night. And then I finally fell asleep and I just kept waking up and I was so pissed. I hate when that happens, Emily, when you wake up and you're like, oh, thank God, I've awoken from that nightmare. And then you finally fall back asleep and it's like, haha, just kidding. And you're like, God damn it. The worst. You were hot and cold all night. Yeah, I don't know what it was with me last night, honestly. Maybe it was that. I know that, like, the temperature changed a lot. Really weird recurring dream. Never been able to truly explain something supernatural. Pacific Far since you were a toddler. I know all the landmarks and layout. Oh, that's so cool. And then you found it? What? Wild. Oh. Elf, that's so scary. Oh, wow. That almost feels like past life stuff, you know? Like, there's this one content creator that I follow who is pregnant right now. And her son, I want to say, is like 5, maybe 6. And he can, like, basically recall his past life. Or, no, it's not that... He has, like, a friend that he talks to. And it's a little girl, and he was like, oh yeah, she like lives in the walls, and this, and I was like, oh my god. And then she's my friend, and this, and on, and then he ended up saying, like, that he can only hear her now in, like, the bathtub, and evidently, like, the mom ends up getting pregnant, and he's like, you're pregnant with Allie, who's, like, the friend that he has. He's like, she's coming, like, she, like, and, like, and evidently, like, oh, water, like, amplifies sound, and so the thought is that maybe, like, he could hear her better in I'm like, oh my god, no, it's creepy. Kids are creepy. The grass now. Interesting. Alternate reality, time traveling. Sucker for anything time travel related. I wonder if I can find... What's her user here? Okay, 3-year-old. He's 3.
Update on my son's imaginary friend Allie from Omaha.
Hold on.
This is
Hold on.
I have a legit question. Is my 3-year-old psychic, or is he just a master manifester? Because what is going on right now? If you've been waiting for an update on my son's imaginary friend Allie from Omaha, this is the update, so just lock in because there's a lot to process right now, and I'm just going to try to break it down as clearly as I possibly can. But let's do a quick little recap, shall we? I had said I'm about 80% sure that my son's imaginary friend is actually my grandfather's little sister that passed away in a fire when she was 3. And she was born on June 3rd. Remember, we talked about this. My grandfather's dad ended up having another daughter born on June 3rd, and he just decided, we're just going to name them the same name as the one that had passed away. So my grandfather has 2 sisters, same name, born on the same day, right? And then he goes on to give birth, or his wife give birth to my mother on June 3rd. So they all have the same birthday, all right? Remember that? I text my best friend, and I'm just telling her about this crazy thing that my toddler said. He said that his imaginary friend Allie from Omaha had told him that I was going to be pregnant later, right? And then in a video a few months later, I told you guys about it. He says things like, hey mama, Allie says that you're going to be pregnant later. I try not to dismiss him right away. And we all had the audacity to laugh about it in the comments because it was very amusing. Like, that's a wild thing for a toddler to say, especially at 3 years old with his imaginary friend. Well, turns out, later is now. Later is now. This is an ultrasound of the baby that my son and his imaginary friend predicted I would be pregnant with later. This is currently me. I'm currently pregnant with that baby. Okay? That is not even the craziest part of this story, because why would it be? I'm just trying to process all this, and I go to the doctor. She's like, yeah, she confirmed it. There is a baby in there. Congratulations. You're going to be a mama again. And I'm like, wow, that's great. Okay. What day do you think she told me I would be giving birth? Yeah, I'll give you a hint. I've already told you. I'm set to give birth to this baby on June 3rd.
I literally have goosebumps. I've watched this before.
The things that had to shift in the universe for me to not only be pregnant, but also to me do on that particular day of all the days that I could possibly be due.
And she's pregnant with a girl.
What? And I know that this is just an estimate. Baby can come whenever, right? But what if the baby does come on that day? What if the baby does come on June 3rd? What happened? What is going on? Am I about to give birth to my son's imaginary friend? Like, is that what's happening right now? I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going on.
So yeah, she's pregnant with a girl who's due on the same day as the other, and it's just like, and then the little boy is like, yeah, you know, and like, it's just it's so, like, I've already watched this video. I have goosebumps just from it, because like, it's wild. Like, I believe that stuff. Kids definitely are more in tuned to things like that, the way that almost like animals are too, because they don't have the same, not necessarily preconceived, they don't have societal influences the way that we do as adults. You missed the beginning? Hang on, I can copy that.
I have no idea what's going on.
I'll post it in the chat in case anyone wants to follow her. Boop. But yeah, she obviously, that's technically today. I wonder if anything's been posted. Hold on. Tomorrow is June 3rd. How you doing, girl? Baby here. The contractions are contracting. She Ooh, they have to name the baby Allie, right? Children are much more open to energies because they haven't been taught yet that that's not okay. And it's not even that I think that they're taught that, because I was never taught that it's not okay. I almost feel like we just become so much more distracted by other things that those energies that we once noticed, we don't notice anymore. You know, if that makes sense. And the curse made the baby something else. You know that if it is his friend Allie from Omaha, that's all he's going to call this, like, you know, sibling. Is like, that's Allie. Like, they could name her, I don't know, Anna. And he's like, no, that's Allie. You were certainly taught that it wasn't okay and not real. That's sad. Like, what do you have to gain by teaching your child that their imagination is not real? Do you know what I mean? People pick up things from TV. Yeah, that's true. Or from, like, you know, classmates, society in general. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thought it was demon stuff. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that I wouldn't be freaked out if my kid was doing stuff like that. I would definitely be freaked out. But I wouldn't be like, I don't know. How many people were told imaginary friends are for babies? I don't even think I ever had an imaginary friend. I don't remember an imaginary friend. Um, always nice when the stuff that's being blasted is stuff that you also enjoy. It's awful when you're outside and people are blasting stuff that you're like, ooh. Thanks. Was a tree? Had a face? Oh! Wait, but I love that. Hello? Are you coming to say hi? Oh my goodness, chat, we're being blessed. Hi. We were talking about you before. When you were outside, baby. You had a boo-boo. You had foot boo-boos. Yeah? Don't show everyone your butthole. That's bad manners. Don't show them your butthole. Hi, beautiful. I love you so much. I love you so much. Can I clean your little nose, please? I know, it always gets very crusty. In that one spot. I don't know why. Oh, I love that. Hi. That's cute. My mom was asking, like, where her favorite spot to be pet is, and I was like, her face. I was like, honestly, if you just go like this, like, she loves it, right? Right? But just love a hand to just, like, bop. Like, this is what she wants in life. Is to just... Hi. Oh, my goodness. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Meanwhile, if I do that to Maple, he's gonna bite me. Pippin will think I'm trying to play, and will proceed to try and play with me. Right? You're the, I don't know, you're the most normal of the cats. And that's really saying something, huh? I love you. That's usually all my dog wants to. Yeah, like either roughhouse her face or smack her booty. Right? You love a good booty pat? You love a good booty pat? Aren't you just the sweetest baby? Aren't you just the sweetest baby? Oh, she's so good. She's such a baby. Oh, I love you so much. If you're not already following me on Instagram, I have in my stories and then in like this section here. If you click here, this will take you to my full coverage cross stitch piece that I've been working on. Oh, we're getting pawed. And you can see like all the like stuff that I've done on it. But I picked it because it's an orange kitty and it looks just like her. And I was like, I have to do it. Like, I have to. So, She started clapping. Big girl. Trying to get my fingers shoved in her ears. That was my dog. That was Coco. If you rubbed her ears, she was like, oh my god. This is the best. Artie's eating. I'm gonna hydrate. Everyone hydrate. Oh my god. I almost forgot how to swallow. I hate when that happens and you like take a big drink of water and you're like, what do I do now? You're like, what do you mean? What do you do? Is it your first day on the planet? The same thing you always do. Aww. Just like forgetting how to breathe, yeah. Or like you're walking up or down stairs and all of a sudden your brain's like, what am I doing? And you're like, what do you mean, what am I doing? Please know what you're doing. You're on stairs. No, I didn't. That's so cute. I love that. No, we didn't do anything like that either. I think part of it too is that the district that I went to had multiple schools, right? Like depending on where you lived, and they got rezoned because they built a brand new middle school and a brand new high school. And so for a really long time it was, you know, a funnel. You went to like one of a couple of different elementary schools and then the rest of it was like, you know, almost like a funnel. And it changed where, you know, there was different, you know, there were 3 elementary schools, like 2 upper elementary schools, 2 middle schools, 2 high schools. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not even thinking of all the no, oh god, there were so many more elementary schools. Wait, what am I talking about? Um and then again, certain schools ended up like changing. Like one of them went from being an elementary school to being like an upper elementary school, so it went from being like K through 5 to being like 3 through 5. So have a good drive home, silly. Love you. Usually 4 or 5 elementary schools that go to 3 middle schools that go to a single high school. Yeah. It was funny because those of you who know that I worked in a middle school for a while in the district that I went to growing up. I was an after school I was in charge of one of the after-school programs at one of the 2 middle schools. And it was not the middle school that I went to. It was the rival one. Gasp. Opened and only offered... Oh. Yeah. 10 plus elementary, at least 4 middle schools, 4 high schools, yeah. Hang on, now I'm curious. So we have 4 elementary schools in my district now. 2 upper elementary, 2 middle, 2 high school. That's fun. The principal who is my principal is still the principal. Oh, I am right there with you. I hated school. First of all, as someone who has general anxiety, I was diagnosed in 5th grade, and school was hard for me. I did not do well. I was picked on a lot in middle and high school. It was a time. And yet I still somehow, for some reason, thought I should work in a school, even though I literally hated going to school. Let's serve the town you live in. More in the district, because now we share a school district with the neighboring town. Yeah. You go to middle school A, you go to high school 1, middle school B or C, you go to high school 2. Yeah, they've changed it. That was it too. So it was... the zoning changed because I lived much closer to the brand new... So there was an old middle school and an old high school, and then they built a new middle school and a new high school. And the new middle school was positioned next to the old high school, and the new high school was positioned next to the old middle school. And so I went from being in the zone to go to the old high school to they rezoned it, and I had to go across town, and I went to the old middle school and the new high school. Turns out that was definitely much better. The old high school was like, you know, as someone with ADHD, I did much better in the new high school because we had real walls, whereas the old high school, you know, was built in like 50s, 60s maybe, and it had like the accordion walls. So it would, like, you know, they could break down classrooms or close them up, but that also meant that like sound traveled between classrooms. So initially I had been really upset about it because it meant that I had to go further to get to school. But in the long run, very happy with how that turned out. A new high school built in the 2001-ish. Reba Consolidated, yeah. From students and teachers is wild. Yep. Oh, that's fun. Echo. Oh. Awkward. Meanwhile, when was my elementary school initially built? Why did this, like, get me all choked up looking at, like, my elementary school? That isn't anywhere near where I live now. Was built in 1917. And then they built, like, an extension off of it. Second or third. Yeah, when I entered, it was the first time that there was a full class, like, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I wonder if I can find a picture of the school without the name on it. Found it. Hang on. Here you go. That was my elementary school when it was first constructed. And again, they what they ended up doing was they built like an extension off of it. Yeah, that was 1917. That made ghost noises. Oh. That's fun. Footprint, who's sinking into the earth. Oh, it didn't work. They demolished it and oh. Oh, interesting. You gotta love buildings sinking into the earth. But the neat thing is that the school, they built off of it. So, they ended up, like, expanding it. There's not any way that I can show you guys that without having, like, the name of the school all over the place. But the building had 4 classrooms originally, 2 offices, and a basement that served as the cafeteria/auditorium. Except for the addition of a cafeteria in 1950, the structure remained the same throughout the entirety. Yeah. Wow. It was a squirrel. Hang on, ads. Not right now. Okay. How are we at ads again? I don't know. My high had an entrance to the Paris catacombs. You could smell it when you got too close. Oh. You know, honestly, all that I think about... Okay, I don't know. You probably hate hearing about this if you're from that area. But, like, Ladybug in Cat Noir, Miraculous Ladybug, show? How frequently Marinette and Adrian end up in the sewers? And all I'm thinking of is maybe their high school is now connected, and that's how they always end up there. That's wild. My husband would have absolutely been in those all the time if that was his situation. Almost every very old building in Paris has an entrance, actually. Really? Fascinating. What did you get detention for? Exploring the catacombs again. For real, though. Okay, so originally I was going to have to skedaddle because my parents were coming over. We were going to cook dinner together and hang out. Dad had a really bad headache, so we're taking a rain check, which means I'm going to finish these last 2 rows on stream because, yeah. I'm not leaving just this little bit. Might lead to a dead end, though. It's a maze in there. That's fascinating. Okay, you know, honestly, it makes more sense now that Miraculous has them always in the sewers moving from place to place. Honestly. Yeah. My parents know my stream, so I will let them know. And a basement is a... Oh, interesting. Feel better vibes. Mm-hmm. Ah, yes. That's an oldie. That's an oldie. We didn't even have, like, a good senior prank. Like, a bunch of the kids just, like, parked their cars in, like, weird ways. So that, like, the teachers, like, so that it was hard to get in and out. Okay. Lame. Oh, yeah, we can do a ticket giveaway. Okay, we'll do that during this ad break. And then, like I said, I'm going to finish this up. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Thank you all for sitting through ads. Oh, camera. Hello? I haven't... Hello? I haven't moved anything. It's still... Stop it. Right there. Right there. Okay. Nailed it. First try. Let me scoot that up just a smidgeling. Okay. We are going to finish this. Also, if you haven't already, get your tickets. Exclamation point ticket. And if you're like, what in the heck am I getting a ticket for? Well, I do this thing here where you guys get to vote on what I do on Friday. These are our choices for this week. And yeah, your votes will decide what craft or game we play. So, like I said, exclamation point ticket will get you in. And we'll pull that here in just a minute. We do point giveaways at the beginning of stream for the first couple of peeps in. We have first, second, and third, and then we also have an early bird special. So if you get to stream before the starting soon screen disappears, you can join in there. And then we do it at some point randomly in the stream just to be like, hi, thanks for being here. You can help vote too. I like that I was originally planning on finishing this and at least working a little bit more on the knit hood that I have. And then we got really distracted looking at cat stuff. Oh, honestly, if I had not shown you all a million cat videos today, we might have finished this earlier, but no regrets. None at all. I'd do it again. Cats are important, yeah. Are screaming. Oh, that's always fun. Or are you going to finish another section on your Disney Stitch, Allison? Cats are important, yeah. And yeah, people haven't been coming in and claiming those early birds, so points are just being wasted. Just being left on the table. It's okay. Finished the backstitch besides the name yesterday. Working on hopefully finishing the name and the top swirl tonight. Ooh. That's exciting. You know, it's really funny. I had filmed a whole bunch of transitions on this cross stitch with the plan of posting like a fun video. Like each time I finished a color, I like filmed another thing. It's been so long, I have no idea what I did. It's fine. It's fine. Printed more of the sections Down to 2 after this. Oh my gosh. That's exciting. We love finishing things. When I get to the end of this thread, I will pull the ticket winner. So, last call to get your tickets. For the first time in forever, and I don't know what to do with myself. They're so in the way. I go back and forth between, ooh, I want long nails and paint them pretty. And they must not grow past, like, my fingers. Like, like, this, you know? And it always seems to be that I want the long ones when they're short. And then I'm, like, fighting with keeping them long when they're long. The nail overstimulation is real. Yeah. And it's like at some point, the long nails are just like, nope. And you have to just like cut them at that point. I chipped my thumbnail last night when I was doing yard work. So now I have to fix this one because they don't match and that bothers me. Okay. All right. Let's see who gets to vote. Echo! Congratulations. Oh, you painted your nails Monday? It's you. Where would you like to vote on? Cut my nails when I get tired of not being able to type properly. Yeah. I understand that. Game, you got it. Thank you all for hanging out and being here. I appreciate it. We're going to get a finish. We're going to get to make a paper star for that finish too. Speaking of, I just knocked one of my paper stars over. Hold on. I don't want to forget it. Come here, star. Come here. Okay. You got to get into the jar. I can't hit W and S quickly. That's the real trouble with the long nails. Wow. I can say words, I promise. Evidently my brain is shutting off because it's after 6. And it's like, no, we're done with stream. You don't have to say words anymore. You don't have to know how to say words. It's fine. Oh no. At least it was a telehealth and not one you had to be at in person. I've definitely done that though. Almost done. Almost done. What in the hell did I just do there? And then we get to do it all again. Hooray! How did I split that again? Oh my gosh. Skills, or lack thereof. You know, he might be a little bit pouty, but honestly, the fact that, like, Mittens has been sleeping out of the carrier all day, pretty good in my opinion. Yeah. The puzzle is coming along. Y'all have, like, a request for what we work on tomorrow? Are we feeling working on the knitting again? We've had a break from it for a while. Or should we work on something for, like, Pride? Is today Wednesday? Oh my god, I thought today was Tuesday somehow. Well, in that case, we're doing Animal Crossing bingo. Hooray! I'm excited about that. We must game. No. Oh my gosh. It always feels like you're going so much slower when you're getting like right near the end. I don't know if anybody else feels like that. Like, ugh, I've got just this last row here and then just that tiny one. And I'm like, why is this taking so long? There's nothing left. It should be done. Got switched this week? Oh no. I hate that. Okay, this should be the last thread I have to join. Thank you all for sticking around, even though I'm here longer than usual. I appreciate that. Is sitting on your lap? Aw, baby. Hi, Gemma. Gemma, are you a good girl? It's almost like we like it here. Listen, my brain says that I am simply the worst, okay? And that no one likes it here. So, you know. I know that no one's actually said that. Except my own dumpster fire of a brain. $144 Shriek disagrees with you. No, listen, I know. It's just the rain braining. Petrichor's been saving that. No, I know. I also share because I know that you all understand a bully brain, you know? The imposter syndrome is real. You're not alone if you two also think those things. Even though I think you're all delightful.
I'm an arts and crafts master. Why do you think I always have this glue gun stuck to my arm? Ugh, ugh.
I think I like it here. PWINCESS.
Not it spelling it. Emily, thank you for the 22-month resub. PWINCESS. All right then. What color would you like for the heart on your paper star? My imposter syndrome has been having a great time with the new job. Yeah. The imposter syndrome, purple. Okay. Imposter syndrome is a bitch. A purple princess. Hooray! Purple heart. I'll add you to my little journal book too. Hooray! Into the jar. Yeet. I hope that you enjoy your emotes and your ad-free viewing, and of course, your ability to scream for another month. It's a very important ability. Thanks! I was proud of myself for, like, editing and posting it in a timely fashion. We do need that. We do need to scream. Almost as important as shaking it. Not so socially acceptable to scream in public. No. No, it's not. My friends need to be punished. Yes. Honestly, I think about that all the time when I put the stars in the jar. Like, you're now in my jar. I love that movie. One of my faves. Oh my gosh. It's done! It's freaking done! Oh, thank God. 14 projects. Let's go. Where's my star? Come here, gold star. Yeah, I'll leave in that tail, don't worry. I just wanted to, like, type that in immediately, you know? Because I've been waiting. It's been 84 years. Okay, hang on. Boop. Boop. Hooray! Let me move my hoop stand. And let us make a star. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the back on this one's pretty good. Don't ask to see the back on my full coverage piece. I'm excited. The large sections help for sure, yeah. Never had the patience. It's not... The full coverage piece just has so much confetti that I simply cannot tie it off and move it every time. Do you know what I mean? So if my thinking always has been, if it's going to be more thread wasted to tie it off and start again, I'm going to just carry it across the back. I don't care. Like, I would rather not waste the thread in that sense. So, hooray! Gold star! I got a gold star. Hee! Into the jar. I wonder if I can find, I don't even know how, I was trying to see if I could find, yeah, see, look at this. This was, oh my gosh, we made it under a year. This is July. Boop. I have no idea where the other transitions are that I had filmed. Because I had filmed one like that every time that I finished, like, a color. And I don't know how... I wonder... I probably... I did not save it in my folder of things to post online. Excellent. Oh well, I'll have to try and find that later, because then there would just be like one last, like, you know, video transition. Because that would be fun. Almost a year in the making. But we did it. We successfully have done it. So yes, tomorrow is game day. We will be doing Animal Crossing. We are villager hunting, so we will be playing bingo. And yeah, I don't know what we're doing Friday. You all have to decide. So, I definitely took them. I just didn't save them into like a folder. That's my issue. So I'll just have to like scroll through. And I don't think they're saved in my favorites either. No, but this is. Heck this pen, Mom. This mine now. Chomp. Yeah, that's Maple. I didn't even save it in my favorites. I was like, maybe I put it in my favorite. Nope. Womp. 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 Heck, this pen in particular. Yep. This one in particular, worst pen ever. Alrighty, friends. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today, especially for like 40 minutes longer than usual. I appreciate it. Oh, the puzzle's about to be done. Y'all are awesome. I should just like swoop in and finish like the last piece now. Anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your time zone. Remember to eat something tasty, to drink some water, to take any meds that you have to take, to be kind to yourself and other people. Remember, you are loved. I will see you all tomorrow for some gaming. Come join us on Discord. Here are my socials. Okay, I love you. Bye.